in my girlfriend's armpit. Red armpit hair started growing unexpectedly. At night, it even made a sound like electricity. Out of curiosity, I shaved it all off while she was asleep. But what I didn't expect was, there was actually a chip implanted under the armpit hair. I took the chip out and read its contents. What shocked me even more was, inside was a cloud drive with more than 30 gigabytes of files. The cloud was filled with photos of her passionately kissing other people. In that moment, I understood. It was time to take action. Otherwise, she would really think I'm just a lousy food delivery guy. She really thinks her so-called guy best friend can protect her with his family's tiny fortune. Meanwhile, in the narrow, filthy alley outside my window, 10 black Rolls-Royce Phantoms were parked in a row. Dozens of bodyguards in black suits stood straight in the muddy street after the rain. The elder leading them ignored the dirty water on the ground and fell to his knees in front of me. Dozens of black-clad bodyguards behind him promptly dropped to one knee in unison. The shock made the rundown buildings around us seem to tremble. Old servant Butler Fu, representing the Jiyu clan's 36 celestial guardians, respectfully welcomes young Master Jiyu Yan back to his rightful place. I stood at the doorway, looking down at the crowd kneeling at my feet. I spoke calmly. Butler Fu, it's been 3 years. My trial should end tonight, shouldn't it? My voice was soft, but carried a bone-chilling coldness. The banquet is set for midnight tonight, as requested. This is from the master for you. Inside is the highest level access token of the GU Financial Group, the dragon pattern black gold card, and the global asset transfer keys. From this moment on, all 13,000 companies under GU Financial Group around the world, 300 billion in liquid funds, and that notorious Shadow Knight personal bodyguard team are all at young Master Ji Yu Yan's command. 3 years ago, Ji Yu Yan ran away from home in a fit of anger for refusing a family-arranged marriage. His father cut off all his finances, leaving him only a single sentence: when you finally understand the importance of money, that's when you come home. Now, he understood. Seeing his girlfriend kissing someone else right in front of him, he finally understood everything. Ji Yu Yan put away the card. The last trace of warmth vanished from his eyes. Butler Fu, I need you to handle something for me. Ji Yu Yan paused briefly, his gaze turning toward the brightly lit, wealthy district in the distance. That was where Lin Wan and Zhao Kuo were. A cruel smirk appeared on his lips, murderous intent silently spreading in the darkness. Check the entire structure of the Zhao family's assets and find out where Lin Wan is going tomorrow. I want to prepare a little gift for them. As you command, young master. The Zhao family is just a second-tier clan in Jiangcheng, with barely 10 billion in assets. In my humble opinion, there's no need to check anything. We could just have them go bankrupt by sunrise. That would be getting off too easy. I want them to watch helplessly as everything they take pride in crumbles apart bit by bit. Ji Yu Yan bent down and got into the car, and the motorcade slowly set off, like a giant black python, silently slipping away from this slum, leaving behind a dead silence like after a thunderstorm. Inside, Ji Yu Yan picked up his satellite phone, the screen lighting up. A text alert from the bank popped up. Dear Mr. Ji Yu Yan, your account 8,888 has been unfrozen. Your current available balance is 100 billion yuan. Ji Yu Yan looked at the string of almost uncountable zeros, his face expressionless as he turned off the screen and closed his eyes. On this stormy night, his game was officially about to begin. Morning in Jiangcheng, sunlight breaking through the mist. For Zhao Kuo, today is a good day. Not only did he successfully win over Lin Wan, the campus belle, last night, he also cruelly humiliated Lin Wan's loser ex-boyfriend. Ji Yu Yan, the pleasure of conquering both mind and body, kept him in bed until noon. He didn't wake up until then from his 3-meter-wide bed. Lin Wan was wearing a pure silk robe, holding a cup of coffee as she walked in. Her face was flushed with satisfaction. Last night's wildness and the mansion's luxury made her completely forget the man crying in the rain that night. Honey, you're awake. Zhao Qiu took the coffee and had a sip, reaching out to pinch Lin Wan playfully.
He raised his brows triumphantly.
Haven't you always wanted that 718? We're buying it today. As our love token. Really, honey? You're the best. Lin Wan squealed in delight, throwing herself into Zhao Qiu's arms and giving him a passionate kiss. Even though the 718 is just the entry-level Porsche in his social circle, that's enough for him to show off for a year. Jiangcheng Porsche Center, one of the city's most upscale dealerships, with a lavish interior design. The air thick with expensive fragrance. The showroom full of luxury cars of all models, each polished to a shine, like pieces of art. When Zhao Qiu walked into the showroom with Lin Wan, several sales associates immediately greeted him enthusiastically. Dressed head to toe in designer brands, the Rolex gold watch on his wrist shimmering. It was clear at a glance he was a big customer. A glamorous female sales associate sauntered over, swaying her hips. Welcome, young Master Zhao. What car would you like to see today? A red 910 just arrived yesterday. It's perfect for your style. Today is to buy a car for this lovely lady here. Show us the 718. Of course, this way please. Lin Wan clung to Zhao Qiu's arm, holding her head high like a proud peacock, enjoying all the envious glances around her. He even took out his phone, snapped selfies with the luxury cars in the showroom. To post on his moments, he'd already come up with the caption, "A fresh start. Thank you, Mr. Zhao, for spoiling me." Just then, the showroom's automatic glass doors opened again, and a young man dressed in a black casual suit stepped inside. He walked in, his outfit simple, without any visible logos. But for the discerning eye, if you looked carefully, the clothes he wore were made by Italy's finest tailor, the Golden Wool series, all hand-sewn. A single suit could buy you half the cars in this showroom. The man stood tall and straight, his walk unhurried and casual, wearing sunglasses, his eyes unreadable. Yet his entire presence gave off a cold, noble aura that made the previously bustling showroom fall silent. It was Jiu Yan. But after a night's rest, plus the makeover butler Fu had arranged, he was completely different from the delivery guy he used to be. He ignored the sales associates at the entrance, the ones who hesitated, seeing as he hadn't arrived in a luxury car, and walked straight to the two central display platforms. Right there. There are two flagship cars surrounded by red cars. One is a white Porsche 918 Spider. The other is a sci-fi-looking Lamborghini. Veneno, a sharp voice rang out. Please don't get too close. Jiu Yan stopped walking, turning his head to speak. Was the female sales associate currently serving Zhao Qiu and Lin Wan. These cars are all limited editions. If you damage them, Chimo, you couldn't afford to pay for it. She had glanced at Jiu Yan out of the corner of her eye just now, and noticed that even though he was good-looking, his face was unfamiliar. He wasn't wearing any luxury watches or jewelry either, so she subconsciously categorized him as a small-time internet influencer here for photos. The saleswoman rolled her eyes. She used the word sir, but her tone was dripping with disdain. There's a free coffee area over there. Hearing the commotion, Lin Wan and Zhao Qiu, who were looking at cars, turned around. Because Jiu Yan was wearing sunglasses and had changed his hairstyle, his aura was completely different. For a moment, Lin Wan didn't recognize him. She just felt this man's profile looked familiar. Her heart skipped a beat for no reason. People these days really have zero self-awareness. Cars at this level. How could someone like him even look at them? People like that just want a picture to post on social media to fake being rich. They have less money in their pockets than on their face. Jiu Yan took off his sunglasses, revealing a pair of deep, cold eyes. He didn't look at the saleswoman, but gazed over the crowd, locking perfectly onto Lin Wan and Zhao Qiu's faces. In that instant, the air seemed to freeze. Lin Wan's smile froze on her face. Her pupils contracted sharply, like she'd seen a ghost. How could this be Jiu Yan? The man's aura was noble, his gaze fierce, completely different from the timid man who used to bow and scrape for a 5 yuan positive review. They seemed like two entirely different people. Zhao Kuo was also stunned,
He looked Ji Yan up and down.
then suddenly burst into exaggerated laughter. Wait, he's Ji Yan.
Hey!
I knew you looked familiar. Turns out it's you. Kid, did you sell a kidney and buy yourself a new outfit? Here to act cool now? Don't touch me with your filthy hands. The tone was flat, but it made Zhao Kuo's hand freeze in midair. Zhao Kuo pulled his hand back, face darkening. Well, aren't we feisty today? Ji Yan, who are you pretending to be now? This is the Porsche Center, not your delivery area. That fake designer outfit must have cost a pretty penny. So, trying to bag a sugar mama here? When the saleswoman heard he delivered food, her eyes filled with even more contempt. She walked right over, blocking Ji Yan's way, pointing to the door. Sir, please leave immediately. We don't welcome people who are poorly dressed, or here to cause trouble. Ji Yan looked down, glancing at his 3 million yuan custom suit, and smiled.
Hey!
Your taste is really only fit to sell entry-level junk. He gestured to the 718 Lin Wan had been admiring. Who are you insulting? The saleswoman was furious. A few security guards immediately came over, holding rubber batons, glaring menacingly at Ji Yan. Lin Wan stood on the side, watching him surrounded, and felt an inexplicable sense of pleasure. No matter how you change, deep down you're still a pauper. Ji Yan ignored the security guards around him.
He took out a black dragon pattern card from his pocket.
Held it up between 2 fingers and waved it in the air. Ji Yan looked at the saleswoman, speaking softly, yet his voice echoed throughout the entire showroom. Get your manager out here. I'm buying a car. A 9 yuan sticker card like that is only good for fooling grade schoolers. And you want the manager here? Do you even qualify? Zhao Kuo was laughing to the point of tears. And the saleswoman sneered as well. Sir, stop pretending. If you can afford even the cheapest car wheel in this showroom, I'll eat my high heels right here today. Really? Just then, the manager's office door on the 2nd floor was suddenly flung open. A middle-aged, chubby man in a gray suit came rushing out, stumbling all over. He'd nearly fallen off his chair when he saw that card in the surveillance footage. Just now. Stop everyone, stop right now. The manager shouted as he ran, moving so fast. He even twisted his ankle on the stairs. But he couldn't care less about the pain, and half fell, half ran into the crowd, shoving aside the security guards in front. And the saleswoman. The saleswoman stumbled from the shove, unable to process what was happening yet, only to see their usually arrogant manager, now drenched in sweat, bending over with a ghostly pale face, wiping both hands hard on his pants, then trembling as he reached toward Ji Yan.
Mr. Ji.
We didn't know you would grace us with your presence, and failed to welcome you properly. Damn it, truly damn it. Ji Yan didn't shake the manager's hand, just glanced at him blandly, then pointed to the saleswoman nearby. She said she'd eat her shoes. The manager was stunned, but caught on immediately, and backhanded the saleswoman hard across the face. Are you blind? You dare offend young Master Ji? Kneel and apologize to young Master Ji now. Then eat your shoes. The saleswoman was completely stunned, holding her face, and collapsed to the ground, shaking all over. Ji Yan didn't even spare her a glance. Walking straight up to the Lamborghini Veneno, he patted the car. I'll take this one. And the 918. Ji Yan casually pointed out several of the most expensive cars in the showroom, like he was buying cabbage at a market. Wrap all these up. Deliver them to the Yunding Tiangong Hotel. I'll take them all. The manager could hardly breathe, as the total was close to 180 million yuan. Ji Yan handed over his black card. Swipe it. As the pause spilled out a long receipt, the entire place fell dead silent. Only Zhao Kuo and Lin Wan's faces were ghostly pale, their bodies trembling uncontrollably. They watched Ji Yan's effortlessly cool back, and felt a level of fear they'd never experienced before. The transaction was successful. That electronic confirmation sound, in the deathly silent Porsche showroom, was like a countdown to a nuclear explosion. 0 representing a financial verdict. The manager's hands trembled as he held the receipt. 186 million yuan, paid in full in one go. No installments, no loan, just a few seconds of data exchange. He suddenly looked up. The look he gave Jiu Yan. Don't kill. The manager's voice had become sharp and hoarse from extreme excitement. He bent over, humbly handed over the black card and the wad of cash to the delivery guy. Your paperwork will be ready in just a moment. Would you like to pick up the car now? Or shall we arrange a private jet to deliver it to your doorstep? Jiu Yan casually took the card, without looking at the receipt. Yi Yan acted as if he had just spent not nearly 200 million, but just $200. He turned around. His gaze went past the manager and landed in the corner, on the female sales rep who was already collapsed on the ground. Jiu Yan's voice was very soft, but carried an unquestionable coldness. The shoes are still there. The female sales rep was now scared out of her wits. Didn't you hear what young Master Jiu just said? Are you going to eat it yourself? Or shall I have someone feed you?
He looked at Jiu Yan.
That poor nobody he had just despised, now radiating a brilliance, so dazzling he couldn't open his eyes. He wailed as he crawled toward Zhao Kuo and Linna. Please help me. I was just trying to stand up for you. Zhao Kuo's face was ashen at that moment. He stared intently at the black card in Jiu Yan's hand. His eyes were full of shock, jealousy, and deep suspicion. Zhao Kuo kicked away the female sales rep clinging to his pants, then took 2 steps forward, forced a cold smile as he stared at Jiu Yan. Jiu Yan, huh? Didn't expect you were hiding so much. But nearly 200 million. How could a delivery guy like you have that much money? Lin Wan also snapped out of her shock. He absolutely refused to believe Jiu Yan was a rich heir. If he was, then these 3 years of eating instant noodles with him and living in a basement meant nothing. He wasn't just blind. He'd become the biggest joke in the world. That cognitive dissonance made him instinctively start looking for excuses. Did you do something illegal? Or did you steal some big boss's card? That's a black card. Ordinary people can never get one. How could an orphan like you have something like that? Jiu Yan had been treated like a dog for 3 years under his feet. How could he turn things around overnight? Turns out he must have stolen or found it. Zhao Qiu regained his confidence. He pointed at Jiu Yan and shouted at the manager. You better take a good look. I know exactly what this kid is about. He's just a broke delivery guy. That card definitely isn't his. If you hand the car over to him, when the real cardholder comes looking, you'll be in trouble. And you can forget about keeping your job as manager. The manager broke out in a cold sweat as he heard this. Cold sweat drenched him immediately. He also thought the whole thing was way too unbelievable. What sort of delivery guy suddenly pulls out a black card with a credit line in the billions? He hesitated and looked at Jiu Yan. Jiu Yan watched this circus of clowns performing. The corner of his mouth curled into a playful smile.
His head.
Jiu Yan toyed with the black card in his hand. The golden dragon design flickered under his fingertips. Zhao Kuo, your worldview could only imagine that much. At that moment, the manager's intercom suddenly went off. The terrified voice of the CFO came through. Just received an encrypted hotline call from the headquarters of the Swiss bank. They confirmed that transaction just now.
And asked?
US. To activate the highest level of security throughout the showroom, to ensure the safety of Mr. Jiu and his vehicle. They said Mr. Jiu is one of their top 10 VIP clients globally. If he is disrespected in any way at our store, the bank will immediately terminate all cooperation with our group and initiate legal action. If there was just suspicion before.
Now,
it's the highest financial institution's official endorsement. Lin Wan looked even more like she was about to collapse. She clung tightly to Zhao Kuo's arm, her fingernails digging into his flesh. The pain reminded him that this wasn't a dream. It was all real, every bit of it. That man he once despised, the one he abandoned, was truly his way forward. Jiu Yan ignored the cheating couple. He walked straight toward the Lamborghini. The Veneno's body was as sharp as a blade, with its silver-gray carbon fiber shell. emitting a lethal mechanical allure under the lights. This car was a global limited edition. It was the ultimate dream of countless men. Ji Yuyan slid into the cockpit. The genuine leather seats enveloped him at once. He pressed the red start button. The VR engine's roar exploded in the enclosed showroom, like a slumbering beast awakening. As for that 918, and the rest, send them to the Cloud Palace. I'll drive this one out myself. Yes, young Master Jiu, take care. The manager led all the staff in a 90-degree bow to send him off. Ji Yuyan gently pressed the gas pedal. This land-bound fighter jet glided out of the display area. As the car passed Zhao Qiu and Lin Wan, Ji Yuyan came to a stop. The window lowered, revealing his cold, sunglasses-shaded profile. This passenger seat was supposed to be yours. Ji Yuyan's voice was utterly emotionless. Cold as though pronouncing a death sentence, he turned to look at the pale-faced rich kid. Go home and tell your dad. He better get the company accounts in order. Auditors will be arriving very soon. Before the two could react, Ji Yuyan slammed on the gas. The Lamborghini let out a thunderous roar in an instant, the tires burning two black streaks into the floor, becoming a silver-gray lightning bolt, and shot through the showroom doors. He vanished into the blinding sunlight, leaving only the heavy scent of exhaust behind. Lin Wan stared at the now empty entrance. Feeling as if a piece of her heart had been gouged out, he suddenly remembered last night in the rain, when Ji Yuyan had held a cake. You'll regret it. And now he really did regret it. But he didn't regret betraying their love. He just wished he had held out a few more days. He regretted not realizing Ji Yuyan's true identity. If only they hadn't broken up yesterday. Then now, he would be sitting in the passenger seat of that Lamborghini. That spot would have been his. It was where countless women dreamed of sitting. Lin Wan turned to look at Zhao Kuo beside him, suddenly feeling that this rich kid he used to be so proud of was nothing compared to Jian, who had just driven off in that steel beast. Compared to Ji Yuyan just now, he seemed utterly ridiculous. Zhao Kuo, red with shame and rage, shoved Lin Wan away. It's all your fault, you bane of my existence. If it weren't for you, how would I ever have messed with someone like that? Get lost, just get out of my sight. On the streets of Jiangcheng, a silver-gray Lamborghini Veneno wove through traffic. Ji Yuyan drove one-handed, the scenery outside the window flying by in a blur. The roar of the engine and the shocked, admiring glances of bystanders finally thawed his heart, which had been frozen for 3 years. This was the power of money. He glanced at the passenger seat. It was completely empty. He had fantasized countless times that when he finally had money, he'd buy a good car and take Lin Wan for a ride to watch the sunrise by the sea. He had the car now, but the person he once wanted to take along no longer deserved it. Ji Yuyan suddenly remembered a name. In those 3 roughest years, besides Lin Wan, this friend was the only one by his side. Ji Yuyan's expression softened. He suddenly yanked the steering wheel, heading toward the old repair shop on the west side of town. That's where Fatty worked out away. The repair shop sat in a grimy street corner. It was noon, the sun blazing high. A brawny but slightly chubby young man was lying under an old van, wrench in hand, sweating profusely as he tightened bolts. That was Wang Dowei. Fatty, hurry up! I need to make a delivery. The van's driver was a bald, tattooed thug who urged impatiently. Just changing the oil, and you're dragging it out. Do you want to get paid or not? Almost done. Fatty crawled out from under the van, wiped off his sweat, and flashed a flattering grin. Brother Kong, your chassis is a bit rusty, so I threw in some rust protection for you, no extra charge. Save your talk. I don't need your favors. Who asked you to do more than I paid for? Brother Kong spat on the ground, stood up and walked over. How much altogether? Oil change and filter, 280 in total. Fatty rubbed his hands together. Brother Kang's eyes widened, like he'd heard something outrageous. 280? Are you robbing me? You're trying to act tough, huh? Brother Kang's face turned cold, and he kicked Fatty in the gut, caught off guard. Fatty landed squarely on his butt. The wrench in his hand clattered to the floor. I come here out of respect. Everyone knows me, Brother Kong. You just want protection money. Brother Kong cursed and waved over the other street punks playing cards nearby. Boys, this fat piece of crap says I'm trying to scam him. So, what should we do? We gotta loosen up his bones a bit. The thugs moved in, grinning, holding steel pipes and wrenches. Clearly the regular bullies in this area. Fatty clutched his stomach, his face pale, but he didn't back down. Instead, he bit his lip and stood up. He might be a nice guy, but that didn't mean he had no backbone. Most importantly, these days mark his grandmother's death anniversary. He desperately needed this money for offerings. A man should be reasonable. Fine, I won't take any money. Happy now? Just leave. Fatty swallowed his anger. But you're leaving late. Brother Kong sneered. That kick just now messed up my shoes. You owe me compensation. Pay me 2,000 yuan. Then this is done? Or we'll smash up your crappy shop today. You're just bullying people. Fatty roared in anger, clenching his fists. Still daring to glare at us, beat him. At Brother Kiang's command, the punks rushed him, steel pipes raining down. Fatty might have brute strength, but he was no match for so many hands. He was quickly beaten to the ground, left to curl up tightly and shield his head. Soon, a crowd of neighbors gathered to watch, but no one dared step in. Everyone knew Brother Kong was with the Black Dragon gang. No one would cross him. Just when Fatty felt his arm was about to be broken, a deep thunderous engine noise suddenly drowned out all the chaos. The attackers froze, instinctively turning to look. At the mouth of the alley, a wildly styled car appeared. A silver-gray supercar that looks like a futuristic battleship is slowly approaching with an overwhelming presence. Damn, what kind of car is that? One of the punks was completely stunned. The steel pipe in his hand almost slipped out. La Lamborghini. It must be worth tens of millions. Brother Kong was also in shock. Even though he's a street guy, he only operates in this small area. A luxury car of this level. He wouldn't even dare touch the emblem. The car stopped 5 meters away from the auto shop. The scissor doors slowly lifted up. A foot clad in shiny leather shoes stepped onto the oil-stained ground. Then Ji Yan stepped out. He took off his sunglasses. Ji Yan's gaze swept over the group of punks, finally settling on the one covered in footprints, the chubby guy with blood at the corner of his mouth. Ji Yan? The chubby guy squinted his swollen eyes and saw that figure through his fingers. He was completely dumbfounded. He couldn't believe his eyes. That man in a tailored suit, driving a multi-million-dollar supercar, was actually his good buddy who used to eat instant noodles with him. Who the hell are you? Mind your own business. Brother Kong was nervous, but he couldn't lose face in front of his guys. He forced himself to shout. This chubby guy owes me money. We're here to collect a debt. Ji Yan completely ignored him, walking straight to the chubby guy.
He bent down and helped him up.
Can you still move? Ji Yan took out a pristine handkerchief and gently wiped the blood from the corner of the chubby guy's mouth. His actions were so gentle, as if he were cleaning a precious treasure. That 1,000 yuan handkerchief was instantly stained red and ruined. I'm fine, Brother Yan. Thick-skinned, tough as nails. The chubby guy grinned, which tugged at his wounds, making him grimace in pain. Did you get rich? Or did some rich lady take you in? The assessment is over. It's time to come clean. Ji Yan patted the chubby guy on the shoulder, his tone carrying a bit of apology. Brother. Sorry you had to go through this. With that, Ji Yan turned around, facing Brother Kong and his crew. The warmth from before instantly vanished, replaced by an unmistakable aura of authority. Just now you were so arrogant. Ji Yan's voice wasn't loud, but it carried a chilling, intimidating force. Brother Kong swallowed hard. What, just 'cause you got money, you're so tough? Listen up. This area is protected by the Black Dragon Society. I'm one of Brother Leopard's guys. Dare to touch me and see what happens. Black Dragon Society, Brother Leopard. Ji Yan tilted his head slightly, as if pondering the name. Scared now? If you are, hurry up and pay up. And get lost. Nice car. Lend it to us for a couple days. Brother Kong saw Jiu Yan wasn't talking and thought he was intimidated. That made him bolder all of a sudden.
He reached out, wanting to touch the door of that poison car.
No one saw how Jiu Yan made his move. They only saw him suddenly grab Brother King's outstretched wrist, twist it backward, making Brother Ken drop to his knees in pain. My hand, get him. Finish him. The other punks glanced at each other, feeling cocky because they had numbers on their side, and raised their steel pipes, charging forward. Watch out! The chubby guy shouted in alarm, instinctively trying to jump in front of Ji Yu Yan. But the next moment, he witnessed a scene he'd never forget in his life. Ji Yu Yan didn't back down. He stepped forward instead. He moved so fast, he was a blur, dodged to the side to avoid a steel pipe, and landed a punch on someone's soft ribs. That punk flew 2 meters away, spitting out foam. Ji Yuan swept his leg, and 2 more punks charging in fell to the ground, like wheat being harvested, in less than 10 seconds. All 5 punks with weapons were lying on the ground. This is the hand-to-hand combat every heir of the Jiu family must master. In the 20 years before his exile, Jiu Yan received intense training from the world's top special forces instructors. Though his physique declined these 3 years, dealing with a few street punks was simply a piece of cake. That car cost 98 million RMB new. You just touched it with your dirty hand. Charging you a 1 million yuan depreciation fee isn't unfair, right? Also, I like to reason things out. Jiu Yinyan pointed to the chubby guy behind him. You kicked him once, so it only makes sense I should take one of your feet too, right? No, please. I didn't recognize a real boss. I'll pay for medical expenses. Brother Kong was scared out of his mind. He really wet his pants. A strong stench filled the air. Jiu Yan frowned in disgust and took his foot back. Get lost. Tell that so-called brother leopard. If he has a problem, he can find Ji Yu Yan at Yunding Tiangong. Yes, thank you, young Master Jiu. Brother Kong was beyond relieved. Ignoring the pain in his hand, dragged his crew out of there in a panic. They didn't even dare touch that crappy van anymore. At that moment, the neighbors around were all stunned. No one expected that the usually gentle, even a bit timid Jiu Yang could actually fight like that. And was so wealthy. The chubby guy stood there, looking at Jiu Yan's back. His eyes got red. Jiu Yan turned and walked over to him, looking with distaste at his filthy clothes. Shut down this dump. What am I supposed to do if I close it down? Jiu Yan pointed at the Lamborghini. 10,000 a month salary, plus a year-end bonus. Also, your grandma's grave needs fixing. I've reserved a prime spot for you, in Shishan Cemetery. This guy's a real man, he might bleed, but doesn't cry. But right now he couldn't help bursting into tears. He knew Jiu Yan wasn't giving charity. He was pulling him back up. Hey, brother Yan, my driving skills will make my hands shake with that car. You'll get used to it after a while. Come on, let's get you a shower first. And a new outfit. We've got somewhere to go tonight. You and me, we're going to crash the place. A class reunion. Time for some people to get what's coming. The Jiangcheng High School classmates group is usually pretty quiet, with people sometimes sharing links for deals, or the occasional business ad. But today the group exploded. Hey everyone. Major news. Our school goddess Lin Wan is holding a class reunion tonight at the Imperial Hotel. All expenses are covered by Lin Wan's fiancé, the outstanding young entrepreneur of Jiangcheng, young Master Zhao Kuo. Everyone must show up. Whoa, the Imperial Hotel. That's a 5-star place. Young Master Zhao is generous. Back in the day, so many guys in class had a crush on her. In the end, Zhao was the one who got the beauty. I bet some people are too scared to show up now. I heard he's still doing food delivery. It'd be so awkward if he came. The group chat was instantly filled with a sense of excitement. Everyone was secretly mocking Jiu Yan. Back in the day, Jiu Yan was a top student. Lin Wan went after him. So many people envied him. Now, seeing a genius fall from grace, there's a special thrill in kicking him while he's down. That delight made these mediocrities extra excited. Meanwhile, in the presidential suite of Yunding Tiangong, Ji Yan was sitting on an Italian imported leather couch, holding an expensive glass of red wine, staring at the ceaseless stream of group messages on his phone. The chubby guy had already changed into a black custom-made suit.
His figure was still a bit round.
But clothes make the man. Right now, he looked like a tough bodyguard you wouldn't want to mess with. He stood behind Ji Yan, watching the messages in the group chat. So angry he was gritting his teeth. Those bastards? Back then, when they copied homework, it was always Brother Yan, this and that. Now they're all groveling like dogs. Zhao Kuo. The chubby guy snapped. Bro Yan, we don't have to take this crap. Or we could show up with our car fleet and scare the hell out of them. Ji Yan didn't answer right away. Why not go? Ji Yan set the wine glass down, his long fingers sliding lightly across the phone screen. They've set up their stage. If I don't go perform, wouldn't that let Lin Wan down? Everyone, let's not say it like that. Ji Yan, even though we broke up, you're still our classmate after all. Ji Yan, you should come tonight too, Zhao Kuo said. He especially saved you a seat. Don't feel bad about yourself. We're all old classmates here. No one is going to laugh at you. If you're interested, just let us know. He's testing the waters, trying to figure out if Ji Yan's display at the Porsche Center this morning was just a flash in the pan. He's actually betting Ji Yan is too scared to show up. Or if he does come, it'll just be bluffing. The moment those 3 simple words were sent, the group chat went quiet for a few seconds. Ji Yan turned off his phone, stood up and walked over to the huge floor-to-ceiling windows. But anyway, Master Fu, whose business is the Engran Hotel tonight. Young Master, the Engran Hotel belongs to the Li family of Jiangcheng. However, their capital chain is currently broken, and they're seeking an acquisition from our GU Corporation. All it takes is your word, and the Engran Hotel will be yours within 10 minutes. No need to rush. Let them dance for a little while longer. Get the purchase agreement ready. Tonight, I want to give Xiao Kuo a big gift. Also, don't take that poison this time. If not the poison, what then? That 918 is too flashy. Not worth it. Let's just take a cab, since they want to see a joke. Let them laugh as much as they want first. The harder they laugh now, the more they'll cry later. And Uncle Fu, get me a special gift prepared. What does Mr. Zhao want? The young master is going all in this time. It's do or die now. 7 p.m. Luxury cars lined up at the entrance of the Engran Hotel. Zhao Qiu and Lin Wan stood at the banquet hall entrance greeting guests. Zhao Qiu specially changed into a white suit today. His hair was slicked back, shiny and neat. Lin Wan wore an expensive backless gown, with a sparkling diamond necklace around her neck. Though it was just rented, she looked glamorous and radiant.
Honey.
Do you think that brat Ji Yan actually has the guts to show up? Lin Wan asked anxiously, even though she'd checked the Zhao family's accounts, and everything was fine for now. That scene this morning still haunted her. Don't worry, I had someone look into it. That so-called World Limited Edition black card. If it's not being used by the owner, the bank will freeze the card and alert authorities right away. That brat must have just found one that some big shot lost this morning. Or maybe he stole it. I'm sure it's already been frozen by the bank. He's probably hiding at home, shaking under the covers right now. It's true, absolutely. Plus, I've already talked to hotel security. If Ji Yan dares to show up, no matter what car he drives, stop him outside and search him first. Let's see him try anything. Just as they were talking, a beat-up green taxi slowly pulled up in front of the hotel entrance. The door opened, and Ji Yan got out, wearing an ordinary-looking black outfit. He stepped out of the car, with the chubby guy right behind him. Zhao Qiu and Lin Wan exchanged glances. Finally relieved, Zhao Qiu straightened his collar, a winner's smile on his face, and strode right toward them. Oh wow, young Master Ji finally showed up. Why'd you take a taxi? Where's your Lamborghini? Where's your black card? Did the police confiscate it or something? The traffic was too heavy. Didn't feel like driving. As for the black card, That's only for people who actually deserve it. Not for you guys. You don't deserve it. The royal hall at the Angren Hotel banquet hall was decorated with extreme luxury. The cutlery was all custom silver, and the tablecloths were real silk with Sioux embroidery. Over 30 high school classmates were already seated. Most of the men wore poorly fitted suits, trying hard to imitate the posture of successful people. The women gathered together, comparing bags and jewelry with each other, their eyes full of shrewd calculation. When Ji Yan and the chubby guy walked in, the noisy hall went silent for a second. Wow, he really came. Guess he's got a good poker face. Look at those clothes. Not a single logo. Bet they're from a street stall. Who's that chubby guy next to him? He does food delivery too, right? Why do they smell like motor oil? Zhao Qiu sat at the head of the main table, studying Ji Yan as he walked in like some local tyrant. Zhao Qiu pointed to the corner, at a tiny round table next to the food pass. Sorry, young Master Ji, the main seats are all taken. We saved you a special spot over there. It's right next to the kitchen, so you can relive your food delivery days. That table was completely empty. Didn't even have all the tableware set up. Clearly, it was a last-minute humiliation spot. The chubby guy was so mad his cheeks were quivering. He was about to explode. But Ji Yan pressed down on his shoulder. Ji Yan looked calm and collected, walked right to that table in the corner and sat down, as if he were sitting on a throne, not a cold, empty chair. Everyone, quiet down, please. The reason we can all gather here today is first and foremost thanks to Zhao Kuo's generosity. The standard for this meal is 8,888 yuan per person, plus 2 bottles of 82 Lafite. Let's give young Master Zhao a warm round of applause. Thunderous applause. Everyone looked with eyes full of envy and jealousy at Lim Wan, wishing they could take her place. That's only natural. For Wan, this amount of money is nothing. Unlike some people who dated her for 3 years, but never even gave her a decent gift. The last thing he sent was a crappy, spoiled cake. Ji Yan, you should eat more at this meal today. You probably don't get to eat this well while delivering food, right? Ji Yan leaned back in his chair, his fingers lightly tapping on the tabletop, making a rhythmic clicking sound. Zhao Qiu, you can eat whatever you want, but watch your mouth. Are you sure you can afford this meal? I can't afford it. The pocket money on just one of my cards is enough to buy out this entire hall. Ji Yan, have you gone crazy from hating the rich? Just then, the banquet hall doors were suddenly pushed open. 2 rows of tall hostesses in red kipaos filed in one after another, holding flowers and ribbons. Immediately following them, a middle-aged man in a tang suit, with a radiant face, walked in with large strides. Oh my god, that's the owner of the Imperial Hotel. The godfather of Jiangcheng's catering industry, Mr. Li Bancheng. Li Bancheng is a legendary figure in Jiangcheng. He has influence in both the underworld and the elite circles, with billions in assets. Young Master Zhao, you really have a lot of clout. Mr. Li actually came to toast us in person. Zhao Kuo was also stunned. He wasn't actually well acquainted with Li Bancheng, though his father had some money. It wasn't enough to warrant Li Bancheng's personal company, but in front of so many classmates, especially in front of Ji Yan, he had to pull off this bluff perfectly. However, an embarrassing scene occurred. Li Bancheng didn't even give Zhao Kuo a single glance. He brushed past him like a gust of wind. The next second, under everyone's horrified gaze, Li Bancheng clasped his hands and gave a deep, respectful bow. Young Master Ji, I didn't know you were coming. Please forgive my lack of a proper welcome. I deserve to be punished, truly. The general manager and head chefs behind him were so terrified they didn't even dare to breathe loudly. They all bowed in unison to show their respect. Uncle Li, do you have the wrong person? This kid is just a poor delivery guy. I'm the one sitting in the seat of honor. I am Zhao Kuo, Zhao Gang's son. Li Bancheng straightened up, turned his head and looked at Zhao Kuo. His previously respectful face instantly turned cold and grim. Zhao Gang, that nouveau rich contractor. Is he worthy of a toast from me? After speaking, Li Bancheng turned back to Ji Yan. took out a document and a gold pen from his coat, and presented them with both hands. This is the equity transfer agreement for the Imperial Hotel. As per your instructions, all procedures were completed 10 minutes ago. Now this hotel, along with this building, belongs to you. Jiyu Yan didn't even look at the agreement. He casually tossed it to the fat guy next to him. Da Wei, from now on, you are in charge of this hotel. If you see anyone you don't like, throw them out immediately. You got it, Brother Yan? The fat guy's face was flushed with excitement. He took the document, straightening his back. He never dreamed in his life that he could become the CEO of a 5-star hotel. Mr. Li, thank you for your hard work. It is my honor to serve young Master Jiyu. As long as I can align myself with the Jiyu family, what's giving away a hotel? It's merely a token of loyalty. Ji Yun slowly stood up,
his gaze piercing through the crowd.
landing on the deathly pale Zhao Kuo and Lin Wan. Didn't you say you wanted to give me a gift? Zhao Kuo's legs were already shaking uncontrollably, but he was still putting up a front. He didn't believe it. This had to be a hallucination, or some kind of high-level scam. Ji Yun, stop playing tricks. Where would you get the money to buy a hotel? These must be actors. Right, you even hired Li Bencheng. Actors, Zhao Kuo roared hysterically, trying to mask his inner fear. Actors? Uncle Fu. The banquet halls. Doors were burst open once again. 4 burly men appeared, carrying a massive object covered with a red cloth. As they walked in, this is the engagement gift I'm giving you both. Open it and see. Zhao Kuo's hand trembled as he grabbed a corner of the red cloth and yanked it off. A blinding golden light filled the room. It was a clock, made of pure gold, a giant floor clock as tall as a person. The golden pendulum swung under the lights, making a distressing ticking sound. Gifting a clock? A death curse. The entire room fell into a dead silence. This clock weighs 999 caddies. May the pure gold symbolize your enduring love until your final days. Lin Wan let out a scream of terror and collapsed onto the floor. Gifting a clock is the ultimate taboo among the elite. It was nothing short of a blatant death threat. Zhao Kuo was also scared witless. He looked at that golden clock, which reflected his own distorted face. This is intimidation. I'm going to call the police. I'll have them arrest you. Call the police? I have the receipt. It's a legal gift. Looking at the situation, Zhao Kuo finally broke down. He knew he had been completely defeated today. He tremblingly took out his card, and on the POS machine Li Bencheng carried with him, he swiped for 300,000 yuan. Ji Yu Yan, our paths will cross again. Just you wait. The class monitor Zhang Zhiking rubbed his hands, trying to come over to curry favor. Young Master Jiyu, we really failed to recognize your greatness just now. After all, we are old classmates. Jiyu Yan only said one word, scram. Zhang Zhiking trembled in fear, not daring to utter a single word. He scurried away miserably. The others also scattered like frightened animals, fearing they would be next on Jiyu Yan's list. The fat guy looked at the golden clock, his eyes narrowing into slits from his wide grin. I'll let him hold on to it for now. In a few days, I'll take it back with interest. And this is only the beginning. The real hunt has just begun. The next morning, in the heart of Jiangcheng's CBD, an 88-story skyscraper pierced the clouds. The 4 large characters G Group at the top shone brilliantly in the sunlight, overlooking the entire city. This is the Jiangcheng headquarters of the GU Financial Group. Junlin International. Lin Wan, walking in 10 cm high heels, wore large sunglasses on her face to hide her eyes, which were swollen from crying last night. As she walked into the building, though she had suffered a humiliating defeat last night, life had to go on. Zhao Kuo threw a massive tantrum after returning last night, smashing everything in the house that could be broken. The final conclusion he reached was that Ji Yu Yan must be acting as a white glove for some super tycoon, meaning money laundering for shady assets owned by others. That agent's black credit card and the hotel acquisition are just the tactics of a powerful figure behind the scenes. Jiu Yan is nothing but a frontman puppet. This explanation made Lin Wan feel a bit more at ease. If Jiu Yan is just a puppet, then as long as the boss abandons him, he'll still be a useless nobody. Lin Wan maliciously schemed in her mind, thinking about how to use her connections to dig up his background, all while walking into the office. Her identity today is the deputy manager of the marketing department at Junlin International. She wore an expression of self-importance and arrogance. This was a job her father helped her get, handing over $200,000 to land the position. Although it's a mid-level role in a branch company, just working at GU Group in Zhangcheng is already something dazzling and impressive in itself, a symbol of status and respect. As soon as she entered the office, a few interns hurried over with big flattering smiles, showering her with praise and flattery, constantly eyeing her luxury outfit. Lin Wan enjoyed the feeling of being the center of attention, and her mood improved a little. All right, enough nonsense. Where is the project proposal I told you to prepare yesterday? Bring it here and let me take a look. Lin Wan waved her hand, signaling everyone to quiet down. She took off her sunglasses, revealing a delicate but harsh face. She reached out for the proposal from yesterday. A bespectacled, quiet-looking female intern nervously handed her a document. Manager Lin, this is something Zhao Zhang and I stayed up all night working on. A plan for the next quarter's product launch. Lin Wan took the file and flipped through a few pages at random. Her eyebrows suddenly furrowed. She abruptly threw the file in her hand, forcefully at the female intern's face. The sharp edge of the paper cut the girl's cheek, leaving a red mark. This is the trash you stayed up late making. The formatting is such a mess. The data is wrong too. Are you brainless or something? Why does GU Group even bother to feed you? Lin Wan shrieked angrily at the girl, her face twisted, putting all her pent-up anger from last night onto this innocent girl. The girl was so scared she teared up, covering her face and apologizing repeatedly, saying she would fix it right away. Sorry, Manager Lin. We'll revise it immediately. No need to revise it. Both of you go to HR and process your resignations now. Lin Wan snorted coldly, waved her hand and rejected their request to revise. She pointed at the girl and the other intern, ordering them to leave for HR right away. Her face was filled with extreme disgust from taking out her anger. The girl anxiously bowed again and again, putting her hands together in a pleading gesture, begging not to be fired. Manager Lin, I'm begging you. I can't lose this job. I still have rent to pay. That's your problem. Security, kick these two losers out for me. Just then, a commotion came from the office entrance, and a deep, commanding voice sounded suddenly, interrupting the ruckus. Who's making all this noise? Who doesn't have eyes around here? Can't you see your manager disciplining subordinates? The air suddenly became very quiet. Those employees who had been watching the drama now stared at the door in terror, all quickly lowering their heads. Lin Wan sensed something was wrong, and sharply turned to look toward the door. There stood a group of people at the entrance, and leading them was a young man in a dark blue tailored suit. He was tall and straight, with sharp features and deep, cold eyes, now staring at her coldly. It was exactly Jiu Yan, the one she'd looked down on. And behind Jiu Yan was actually the general manager of Junlin International, plus the HR director, financial director, and other senior executives. People who always acted so superior were now bowing humbly like elementary school students. Lin Wan's eyes widened in terror, pointing at them and exclaiming in shock. She instinctively took 2 steps back, scared, and clumsily bumped into the desk behind her. Why is he everywhere? This is GU Group. No outsiders can possibly get in here. How is he here? And what's with this whole scene? Jiu Yan calmly strode into the office. The sound of his leather shoes hitting the floor was clear and distinct. He didn't even look at Lin Wan. Instead, he walked over to the female intern whose face had been cut and handed her a tissue. The female intern was shocked and flattered, trembling as she took the tissue. Jiu Yan turned around. Who did you just tell to get out? Lin Wan looked at the general manager and others behind Ji Yan. Her mind completely jumbled up. She tried to act calm, pointing at Ji Yan and shouting, "Hey, you must have a lot of guts. Breaking into Ji Group's offices like this. Security, call the police and catch him. He's definitely here to steal company secrets." President Wang, look, this guy is just a food delivery punk. Yesterday, he even threatened me and young Master Zhao. And now he's here causing trouble at the company again. Have security break his legs now. However, to her despair, the normally intimidating President Wang was now staring at her like she was already dead. "Shut up," President Wang shouted angrily, making Lin Wan shudder all over. "Lin Wan, do you even know who you're talking to? He's the sole heir to the Jiu Family Corporation. Our top boss, young Master Ji Yan." Lin Wan felt dizzy as the world spun around her. Her legs gave out, and she collapsed to the floor. The successor to the chairman? How could that be possible? Ji Yan, the one who lived with her for 3 years? In a basement. Who wouldn't even pay 2 yuan extra for the bus fare? Turns out to be the prince of a billion-dollar corporate empire. In that moment, everything made sense. Why did he have a black credit card? How could he buy a hotel? Why did Li Bencheng kneel before him? Why would those arrogant big shots all show him such respect? Because there was no so-called middleman, and no such thing as a puppet. He is the king, the real king. And she was the one who threw this king away, like garbage with her own hands. I don't believe it. This must be a dream, Lin Wan muttered to herself, her eyes lifeless. Ji Yan walked over to Lin Wan. Looking down at her from above, there was not a trace of mercy in his eyes. "Lin Wan, I gave you a chance.
Initially,
If you could just behave in the company. I could have just pretended you weren't here. But you absolutely shouldn't have. Should never have brought your gold-digging attitude into my company to bully my employees." Ji Yan turned to the HR director. "Check how she got in here." The HR director was already drenched in cold sweat. "Immediately pull up the data on the tablet." Young Master Jiu left through a special access route. The referrer is Xiao Kuo. She did not go through a formal interview. Xiao Kuo. He's reaching his hand into my company now. Very well. Pass down my orders. First, Lin Wan used improper means to get hired. She also insulted her subordinates while on the job, abused her authority. Fire her immediately and blacklist her across the entire industry. I want all of Jiangcheng to make sure that not a single company dares to hire her. Second, thoroughly investigate who approved this hiring. No matter who it is, they will be fired as well. Legal responsibility will be pursued.
third,
Make him eat the documents he just threw on the ground. He can't leave until he's finished eating them. Yes. Ji Yan looked at the now terrified Lin Wan. Several bodyguards immediately rushed over and pinned Lin Wan down. "No, young Master Ji. I'm sorry, for the sake of our 3 years together. Please, I'm begging you, forgive me." Lin Wan was crying hysterically, her makeup running, making her look like a clown. "I really do love you. I was deceived by that bastard Zhao Kuo. I want to come back to you. I'm even willing to live in the basement with you again." Ji Yan squatted down. Looking at Lin Wan's ugly face, he spoke softly. "Too bad, I don't live in the basement anymore. And you're not even worthy to carry my shoes." Ji Yan stood up. He took the sanitizing wipe handed over by President Wang, wiped his hands, as if he had touched something dirty. Ji Yan threw away the wipe. A predatory gleam flashed in his eyes as if he'd spotted prey. Since Xiao Kuo likes using connections so much, then I'll show him what a real network of connections is. I'll make the Zhao family famous all over Jiangcheng within a week. Leaving Junlin International, Ji Yan got into the Maybach parked at the entrance. Even though he had just crushed Lin Wan's dignity, he didn't feel much satisfaction. This level of opponent was too weak. So weak that he found it boring.
his target.
Was Zhao Jian, who's been scheming behind the scenes. Young Master just received news. Zhao Qiu is looking everywhere for connections. trying to freeze your accounts. He's enlisted some local contacts and reached out to several Beijing second-generation elites. That's pretty tenacious of him. Freeze my accounts. He has no idea about Swiss Bank's firewall. It's Pentagon-level security, isn't it? Yes. But lately, the Zhao family seems to have latched onto a big fish. According to reports from the Dark Knight Intelligence Group, Zhao Gang has been frequently meeting with people from Beijing's Zhao family. Fubio looked a bit more serious. The Zhao family is one of Beijing's 4 major clans. They wield vast power. If Zhao family really becomes a vassal of the Zhao family, dealing with them might get a bit trickier. The Zhao family. In GU's global business map, Beijing's Zhao family is nothing but a slightly bigger grasshopper. But domestically, the Zhao family does have some influence. Looks like the Zhao family wants to find a backer this time, to crush this nouveau rich. Jiu Yan's lips curled up. Interesting. Since he wants to play big, I'll play along with him. Miss Rich, help me set up a meeting with someone. Who? The Zhao family's biggest creditor. Also Zhao Gang's arch-rival, Wang Tianhai of Tianhai Group. Evening at Zhen Cheng's most mysterious private club, Tingyuxuan. Wang Tianhai sat inside the private suite, a bit uneasy. He suddenly got a mysterious phone call today, saying someone would grant him a fortune. The meeting place was set here. Tingyuxuan operates on a membership basis. Membership alone costs 5 million. Anyone able to host here must be either wealthy or powerful. The door opened and Jiu Yan walked in alone. He had changed into casual clothes, looking just like an ordinary young man next door. But his calm and confident aura made Wang Tianhai, who spent 30 years surviving in Shanghai, feel a jolt of apprehension. Wang Tianhai asked skeptically, "You're Jiu Yan?" Jiu Yan sat down by himself and poured himself a cup of tea. "The one offering you fortune? Young people sure talk big. Do you know who I am? If you can't pay your bank loan next month, you'll have to file for bankruptcy. Jump off a building then." Jiu Yan spoke plainly, but every word hit where it hurt. Wang Tianhai's face changed dramatically. "How did you know? Were you sent by Zhao Gang to humiliate me?" Jiu Yan pulled out a check from his pocket and slid it to Wang Tianhai. "The enemy's enemy is a friend. Here is a 1 billion interest-free loan." Wang Tianhai stared at the zeros on the check. His hand shook and spilled tea. 1 billion is enough to bring him back from the dead. Even turn the tables on the Zhao family. Wang Tianhai asked cautiously, "What do you want?" "There's no such thing as a free lunch. I want you to do one thing at the building materials bidding in 3 days. Go all out against the Zhao family. Drive prices below the cost line. Whatever losses you take, I'll cover. I want the Zhao family to miss out on every order. So their stockpiled materials worth billions rot away in their warehouses." Wang Tianhai gasped. "This is to destroy the Zhao family. And using a strategy that hurts your own side too. Killing 1,000 enemies while hurting yourself. Why wouldn't I dare? Why wouldn't I dare? That bastard Zhao Gang's been trying to kill me for ages. Now that I have a benefactor, I'll risk my life and bite a chunk out of him." Jiu Yan stood up. "Remember, this is just the first step. The real show is yet to come." After Jiu Yan left, Wang Tianhai stared at the check, unable to calm down for a long time. He didn't know who this young man was, but he knew that Zhang Cheng's entire landscape was about to change. At that moment, in the Zhao family's villa, Zhao Qiu was kneeling. His father scolded furiously. "You disgraceful son. You useless brat. Who exactly is this Jiu Yan?" Even Li Bencheng knelt down to him. "Of all people, why did you provoke him? You could have picked anyone else. Why go after this kind of powerhouse?"
Dad.
"I don't know either." Zhao Qiu looked miserable. He really used to be just a food delivery boy. Who knows if he hit the lottery? Zhao Gang rolled his eyes from anger. "A lottery win can't buy Dahao, or get you a black card at a hotel. Did you even use your brain? So what do we do now? What can we do? You've already gone and made him our enemy. Begging won't work now. We have to strike first. I've already contacted the third young master from Beijing's Xiao family. He'll arrive in Zhangcheng tomorrow. As long as Xiao Xiao is willing to help. Even if Jiu Yan causes trouble, Jiang Long will have to toe the line for me. Zhao Kuo's eyes lit up. Really? If the Zhao family helps us, it's only because I promised to give 30% of the company shares to Zhao Xiao as a gift. This is all your fault, you useless idiot. But as long as we get through this, once Zhao Xiao deals with that kid,
His hotel?
his money will end up ours anyway. At that point, father and son exchanged glances, both showing greedy and sinister smiles. What they didn't know was, a giant net had already silently unfolded over their heads, and the one closing that net was standing at the city's summit, watching them, like gazing at two lambs awaiting slaughter. Morning in Zhangcheng. Jiu Yan was sitting on the rooftop terrace of Yunding Tiangong, having breakfast in front of him. A delicate eggs Benedict was served, along with a freshly brewed Blue Mountain coffee. Fubio stood by his side, holding the encrypted satellite phone. Young master. The fish took the bait. The economic crime squad is downstairs. Deputy Captain Liu Meng is leading the team. Jiu Yan sliced open his soft-boiled egg, watching the golden yolk ooze out slowly, looking as calm as if he were listening to the weather report. What's the reason? Suspected of unclear sources of huge funds and international money laundering, Fubio sneered, with a subtle undertone in his words. The Zhao family is all in this time. They didn't just leverage Liu Meng, that connection, but also forged a set of offshore account records for you. Transactions. 48 hours. Jiu Yan picked up some egg white and ate it, chewing slowly. Enough for the Zhao family to stir up hype in the media and ruin my reputation. Then have the bank freeze my assets and force me into a corner. Smart plan. Young master, do you need me to use that card? Just one phone call. Liu Ming will be stripped of his status. Fubo's eyes flashed with murderous intent. Jiu Yan wiped his mouth, stood up while speaking. The two heavy mahogany doors of the suite were pounded on violently. Open up! Police investigation! Fatty was in the living room, wiping the antique guitar he just bought yesterday. When he heard the commotion, his hand shook in fear. Yan, something's wrong. There are cops everywhere outside. They said they're here to arrest you. Jiu Yan patted Fatty on the shoulder. Dawei, stay calm. Remember, no matter what happens, unless I say otherwise, you are not allowed to move. The doors were forced open. 5 or 6 uniformed officers rushed in. The leader had a brutish face, with fierce eyes. It was Liu Meng. Which one of you is Jiu Yan? Liu Ming shouted,
his hand already on his sidearm.
Jiu Yan slowly walked in from the terrace, hands in his pockets, scanning the uninvited guests, and finally locked eyes with Liu Meng. That's me. What do you want? Someone reported you for major financial crimes. Come with us. Liu Meng didn't waste a word, took out his handcuffs and tried to cuff Jiu Yan. Fatty panicked and rushed to block Jiu Yan. Wait a second. Do you have any evidence? On what grounds are you arresting him? Do you know who he is? Get out of the way. Obstructing justice. We'll arrest you too. Li Meng pushed Fatty aside. Fatty stumbled and hit the corner of the sofa, grimacing in pain. Jiu Yan's eyes turned cold. A powerful aura erupted from him, even making Liu Meng, an experienced officer, shudder. Jiu Yan held out his hands, voice icy. I'll put on the cuffs myself. But remember this, it's easy to put these cuffs on, but getting them off won't be so simple. Jiu Yan held out his hands, voice icy. Li Meng froze for a moment, then became furious out of embarrassment. Cut the crap.
Take him away.
News of Jiu Yan's arrest spread like wildfire and reached Jiangcheng's elite circle within an hour. The Zhao family villa burst into celebration. Dad, this move of yours is genius. Zhao Qiu stared at his phone, at the secretly taken photo of Jiu Yan being taken into a police car, and laughed until he almost cried. See, I knew it. That guy's money was never clean. He's done for now with the money laundering charges. As long as he's in jail, he'll be lucky to survive with his skin intact. Zhao Gang sat in his old-style armchair, rolling 2 walnuts in his hand, with a shrewd, smug look on his face. Trying to take me on. He's still way too young. What about all his assets then? Lin Wan sat on the side, her eyes gleaming with greed. After being fired yesterday, he was like a stray dog, running back to Zhao Ge begging for shelter. Now that Jiu Yan has fallen from power, he's more excited than anyone. Don't worry, as long as the money laundering charges stick, his hotels, cars, and all the money in his accounts will be seized and confiscated, Zhao Gang said with a sinister smile. And then we'll pull strings through the sales department and acquire them at auction for a low price. That 100 billion fortune will be ours, the Zhao family. Perfect, Jiu Yan. Oh, Jiu Yan. This is what you get for humiliating me. When you get out broke, let's see how cocky you can be. Lin Wan was trembling with excitement. Just then, the butler hurried in. Master, young master Zhao has arrived. The motorcade is already at the gate. On hearing this, Zhao Gang shot up from his seat. Quick, quick. Come out with me to greet him. This is the real deal from Beijing. Our Zhao family's ultimate trump card. Jiangcheng Public Security Bureau interrogation room. There's no window here, just a blinding white bulb overhead. The strong light shone straight onto Jiu Yan. Jiu Yan sat in the metal chair,
his hands cuffed to the table.
but unlike a typical suspect, he wasn't panicked at all.
Instead, he closed his eyes.
As if meditating, Liu Ming slammed a thick stack of files on the table and shouted, Jiu Yan, stop playing dead. Spill it honestly. Where did the 100 billion in your account come from? Who ordered you to launder money? Who's above you? Jiu Yan slowly opened his eyes, adjusting to the glare, and said calmly, what if I told you it's my pocket money? Would you believe it? Bullshit. Who do you think you are? Some Middle Eastern oil prince? I'm telling you, keeping quiet won't save you. We already have solid evidence. Your only option is to come clean. Jiu Yan laughed, giving him the look you'd give an idiot. Your so-called evidence is just the forged statements Zhao Gang gave you. Captain Liu, use your brain. Why don't you check where my black card was actually issued? Liu Ming's heart skipped a beat. He actually found it strange too. If he was laundering money, why would he make such a show of it? The interrogation room's heavy iron door was gently pushed open from outside. Liu Ming turned around, furious. Who let you in here? Can't you see I'm questioning here? But when he saw who was at the door, the hammer in his hand clanged to the floor and landed right on his foot, making him scream in pain. At the door stood an elderly man in a traditional tunic suit.
His hair was gray,
but his back was straight, carrying the air of someone long accustomed to authority. Standing behind him were the director and the political commissar of Jiangcheng, nervously bowing, drenched in cold sweat. The elder ignored Liu Ming and looked past him at Jiu Yan, who was cuffed to the chair. The next moment, the elderly man strode forward, ignoring everyone else, and knelt on one knee. Old Minister Zhao Tian apologizes for arriving late. Please punish me, young master. His words hit like thunder, making the director's legs almost collapse beneath him. Liu Ming was scared out of his wits, even forgetting about his throbbing foot. Zhao Tian, head of one of Beijing's 4 great families, the current master of the Zhao family, the prominent business leader from the national news, the business tycoon, was kneeling to a suspected money launderer and calling him young master. Jiu Yan looked at Zhao Tian kneeling on the floor and finally smiled in satisfaction. Mr. Zhao, your disappointing grandson, sure has been making waves in Jiangcheng lately. Zhao Tian trembled all over, cold sweat pouring down his forehead. Young master, please forgive me. This old servant failed in his duties. If that brat dares to offend you, I will cripple him myself. Let's rewind to an hour ago. At the entrance of the Zhao family villa, a red carpet was laid out. 2 rows of bodyguards stood in strict formation. a Rolls-Royce with a Beijing 8888888 license plate. The Phantom came to a slow stop. The car door opened. A young man emerged, dressed in a white casual suit, wearing gold-rimmed glasses. He looked refined, but his eyes were filled with a kind of arrogant disdain. This was Zhao Chun, the third young master of the Zhao family. Zhao Gang, accompanied by Zhao Kuo and Lin Wan, approached with obvious servility. His smile looked like an old chrysanthemum flower. Young Master Zhao, welcome, welcome. It's an honor to have you here. You truly bring glory to our humble Zhao family. Zhao Chun covered his nose with a handkerchief, as if he disliked the air here. Let's skip the formalities. I'm here today, mainly to inspect the family's investments in the south. I heard there's some ignorant punk around here who dared to mess with the Zhao family's dog. Though called a dog, Zhao Gang looked honored instead. Yes. That would be Ji Yu Yan. But please rest assured, I've already sent him into custody. Just say the word, and I'll make sure he rots in prison. You're pretty efficient. Zhao Chun nodded in satisfaction. Let's go, take me to the station. I want to see who has the guts to stir things up in my territory. I could use some entertainment anyway. Zhao Kuo, hearing this, jumped up in excitement. Soon after, that Ji Yu Yan must have been beaten half to death by now. Perfect. You can use him as a live target to practice. The group confidently headed toward the city police station. On the way, Zhao Kuo and Lin Wan kept telling Zhao Chun about Ji Yu Yan's evil deeds, painting him as not only a scammer, but also an extremely arrogant and unruly thug. Zhao Chun listened and sneered coldly.
He had already sentenced Ji Yu Yan to death in his mind.
At the city police compound, when Zhao Chun led the Zhao family father and son into the lobby, they found the atmosphere a bit off. The normally noisy office area was now dead silent. All the police stood on both sides of the corridor, looking solemn, like they were waiting for some big shot. Hey, Ling Ning, nice show you're putting on here. Zhao Gang thought this was for Zhao Chun's reception, and felt even prouder. Young Master Zhao, you see. This is the efficiency of Jiang Cheng. Zhao Chun neither acknowledged nor denied, walking in with his hands behind his back. He reached the end of the corridor where the interrogation room was. Zhao Gang saw the door tightly shut, with no guards at the entrance. Young Master Zhao, the person is inside. Zhao Gang stepped forward and abruptly pushed open the door. Captain Liu, young Master Zhao is here for a visit. Has that loser confessed yet? His voice suddenly stopped, because he saw a scene that shattered his worldview.
Inside the interrogation room,
The gangsters who should have been swaggering were now kneeling in the corner, shivering. Meanwhile, Ji Yuan, who was cuffed to the chair, had already had his handcuffs removed. An elderly man in a Zhongshan suit was leaning down, carefully using a wet towel to wipe the red marks off Ji Yuan's wrists. That old man's back was all too familiar to Zhao Chun. That was his grandfather, the patriarch of the Zhao family, Zhao Tian. Grandpa. Zhao Chun stood at the door, taking off his sunglasses and rubbing his eyes hard, thinking he was seeing things. Zhao Tian turned around. At this moment, he no longer had the humility he showed towards Ji Yu Yan before. His face was full of rage. You animal, how dare you come here? Zhao Tian roared, grabbed the paperweight from the table, and, ignoring his age, walked aggressively toward Zhao Chun. What are you doing? It's me, Chenner. Zhao Chun was terrified. Zhao Tian suddenly shoved Zhao Chun, knocking him to the ground. Then the paperweight in his hand was slammed onto the floor right by Zhao Chun. Fragments flew everywhere. Zhao Tian pointed at Ji Yu Yan, still sitting in the chair drinking tea.
his finger trembling.
That's young Master Ji Yu, the benefactor of our Zhao family, the embodiment of someone who holds the global economic lifeline. You useless descendant. How dare you help outsiders against young Master Ji Yu? Zhao Gang, Zhao Kuo, and Lin Wan at this moment felt like thunder had struck them. Benefactor of the Zhao family, global economic leader. These few phrases exploded in their minds like lightning. They always thought Jiu Yan was just a nouveau rich. But now even the patriarch of one of Beijing's 4 big families had to bow and apologize to him. This wasn't just hitting a brick wall. This was touching deadly danger. Young Master Jiu. Zhao Chun clutched his stomach, looking pale as he eyed Jiu Yan. He finally remembered. The family's secret archives did record that the Zhao family's rise depended completely 100 years ago on attachment to a mysterious hidden family. And the family's crest in that story was a 5-clawed golden dragon. This is the end. Zhao Chan quickly reacted. He scrambled to his feet, hurried over to Jiu Yan, and fell to his knees with a thud. Young Master Jiu, I was blind to your greatness. I was muddled by greed. I'm an animal. Please spare my life. Please think of my grandfather's loyalty and forgive the Zhao family. Jiu Yan set down his teacup and slowly stood up. He ignored the kneeling Zhao Chun, who repeatedly lowered his head to apologize. Ji Yan walked over to the terrified Zhao family father and son. At this moment, Zhao Gang was shaking all over like a leaf. Zhao Qiu was about to faint. Lin Wan shrank into the corner, covering her face with both hands, not daring to look at Ji Yan at all. Zhao Gang, didn't you just say you'd make me rot in prison? Ji Yan's voice was soft, but in the dead silent interrogation room, it thundered. I don't dare, young Master Jiu. Master Jiu, I was muddled by greed. I, Zhao Gang, kept lowering my head and apologizing. My forehead pressed against the concrete floor, sweat pouring down. And you, Lin Wan. Ji Yuan's gaze fell upon the woman. Didn't you say this was my punishment for humiliating you? Lin Wan shuddered all over. She looked up. Her once beautiful face was now full of panic and tears. Jiu Yan, please, I beg you. You. Jiu Yan interrupted her. Jiu Yan turned around, speaking lightly to Zhao Tian.
Elder Zhao.
It's too noisy in here. Clear the place. Yes. A stern glint flashed in Zhao Tianhe's eyes. He waved to the bodyguards outside. Take the 3 Zhao family members away. Don't dirty young Master Jiu's eyes. Also, pass the order. Fully cooperate with young Master Jiu's next move. The Zhao family no longer needs to exist. Amidst cries for mercy, Zhao Gang, Zhao Qiu, and Lin Wan were forcibly taken out by the bodyguards. What awaits them will be utter despair. Jiu Yan walked out of the interrogation room. Fatty was anxiously waiting at the door.
He saw Jiu Yan safe and sound.
Excited, he quickly walked up. He gave him a big hug. Yan, I knew you'd be fine. You scared me to death. Jiu Yan patted Fatty on the back. He smiled. It's all good now. But the game isn't over yet. Jiu Yan looked up at the sky. His eyes grew sharp. That was just the appetizer. Now it's time for the main course. To the exchange. I want the Zhao family to disappear with not a trace left in this world. Jiangcheng Stock Exchange VIP room. This is the battlefield of money. Countless red and green numbers flickered, determining the fate of millions. Right now, there were just 2 hours left until the market closed. Jiu Yan sat in the command seat. In front of him was a full wall of monitors. All of them were densely packed with candlestick charts. Behind him stood 30 top traders urgently brought in from Wall Street, along with a sweating Wang Tianhai. Uncle Fu reported in. Young Master, Zhao Construction under the Zhao family is trading at 28.5 yuan. Market cap is about 5 billion. Because of rumors that the Zhao family would take a stake, the stock price even hit the limit up this morning. Jiu Yan sneered. A limit up means it's a final spurt before a crash. He glanced at the clock. 1:30 p.m. Jiu Yan lightly tapped the desk. Start the first wave of selling. Break through the limit up price first. Yes. 30 traders began typing rapidly. The rhythmic clattering of keys was like machine gun fire on a battlefield. On the big screen, Zhao Construction's stock price instantly drew a sharp green line straight down. Hundreds of thousands of shares that held the price at the limit were instantly devoured by Jiu Yan's avalanche of sell orders. In a flash, wiped clean. 28.5, 28.0, 27.5 in just 5 minutes. The stock crashed 5%. panic swept the market. At the same time, at Jia Group headquarters, Jia Gang had just been released from the police station, mainly for Jiu Yan's financial war, out on temporary bail. He hadn't even caught his breath when the CFO rushed in and grabbed his sleeve. President Jia, it's bad. Someone is maliciously attacking our stock. The stock price is plunging. Jia Gang ignored the wound on his head,
He rushed to the computer.
staring at the cliff-like candlestick chart, his heart pounding in terror. Quick, prop up the price. Use all our liquid assets. Hold the stock price up. We just have to make it through today. Even if the Zhao family won't help us, we can't collapse ourselves first. Right now, Zhao Gang still held onto some hope, thinking as long as the company survived, there was still a chance for a comeback. He crazily threw in the last 500 million in the company account, all in at once. With the funds entering, the stock finally stabilized and rebounded a bit, slowly climbing back to 27 yuan. Whew, that scared me. Zhao Gang wiped his cold sweat. Looks like their funds aren't that much, just trying to scare us. But at the exchange, Jiu Yan looked at the slightly rising trend line. With a mocking smirk, draw the enemy in deeper. All in, trap them. Wang Tianhai, it's your turn. I've been waiting for this. Send out an announcement for me. Wang Tianhai, who'd been eager to act, shouted. The very next second, a bombshell news alert rocked the whole financial world. Breaking. Tianhai Group files a real name report, accusing Zhao Construction of using substandard materials for years and being involved in major construction quality issues, providing detailed test reports and internal accounts as evidence. Once this news came out, it was like a nuclear bomb in the stock market. Those who were still watching, both retail and institutional investors, panicked. All accounts dumped their shares at any price. An avalanche of sell orders flooded the market. At this moment, Ji Youyan gave the second command. Close the net, short the whole line. No limit to the cost. Crush it until delisting. The 30 top traders went full throttle. Understood. This wasn't child's play anymore, but a blitz with billions on the line. 27.0, 25.0, 20.0, 15.0. Zhao Construction's stock price dropped like a cut kite, falling in a straight line. Zhao Gang's 500 million defense fund couldn't even make a ripple. It was wiped out instantly. How could this happen? How could it be? Zhao Gang stared at the computer screen, his eyes bloodshot, his whole body cold. My company. But it wasn't over yet. Uncle Fu handed over a document. Young master, the banks have already taken action. All of Zhao's loans have been declared due immediately. The banks have frozen all their fixed assets. The tax bureau has also entered Zhao Group. All 30 original suppliers came together to demand repayment. Ji Yan listened to all these reports, expressionless. This is a capital war. Once the avalanche starts, no snowflake is innocent. Market closed at 3 p.m. Zhao Construction froze at 2.8 yuan, down 90%. The Zhao family is finished. The once all-powerful Zhao Group lost 95% of its value in just 2 hours. Market value evaporated by 95%. Not a cent left. And burdened with billions in debt. Evening by the river, the sunset as red as blood, coloring the river. Zhao Gang, Zhao Kuo, and Lin Wan sat miserably on a bench. Their villa was seized, their car towed, even their name brand clothes repossessed by creditors. Shivering in nothing but ragged shirts, Lin Wan's hair was a mess, her eyes blankly staring at the river. Just yesterday, she was still dreaming of being a wealthy socialite, even mocking her ex who became a delivery man. Now the dream is over. The crushing gap has left her in utter despair. A black Maybach slowly stopped nearby. The window rolled down, revealing Ji Yuyan's cold face. Fatty sat in the driver's seat, glaring at the three with satisfaction. When they saw Ji Yuyan, Zhao Kuo rushed over like a madman, pressing against the car window. Young Master Jiu, I was wrong. Please, let me live. Even if it means being your dog. I have hands and feet. I can watch the door for you. Ji Yuyan looked at the man, who once used money to humiliate him. his eyes calm and cold. To be a dog? My dogs eat a 5 Wagyu beef. You can't afford that. Then his gaze fell on Lin Wan shrinking in the back. Lin Wan looked up, a flicker of hope in her eyes. She tried to use her once pitiful look to move Jiu Yan. But she forgot her current miserable state. I heard you like money. Jiu Yan took out a coin and flicked it lightly. The coin drew an arc in the air, falling into the flowing river. Go fish it out. It's yours if you get it. Drive. Jiu Yan raised the window. The Maybach sped away, leaving behind only exhaust and the three of them sobbing in despair. Yan, what'll happen to those people now? Zhao Gang will face heavy punishment for business crimes. Most likely spend the rest of his life in prison. Ji Yuan closed his eyes, leaning tiredly against the seat. Zhao Qiu is now saddled with debt, only able to work as a laborer in the most remote factories to pay it off. He'll know what life at the bottom is really like. As for Lin Wan, she survived, living in the darkest corners of the city, watching me climb to the top step by step, and seeing how dazzling what she once owned really is. That kind of regret hurts more than destroying her. That's her ending. The car drove into the bustling city. Neon lights shone on Jiu Yan's face. The lights and shadows overlapped. The revenge was over. But Ji Yuyan knew in his heart, this was just the beginning. The great business empire that belonged to him was just starting to lay its foundation now. Late autumn in River City. The wind already carries a blade's edge. For Lin Wan, this autumn feels 10,000 times colder than any before. On the third day after the Zhao family fell, she was kicked out of her luxury CBD apartment by her landlord. The reason was simple. The rent was already a week overdue. And Zhao Qiu, who used to pay for her with his card, was now wearing a yellow vest and eating steamed buns in detention, dragging 2 huge suitcases. She stood on the bustling street, like a lost soul abandoned by the world. Lin Wan shivered as she tried to comfort herself. It's okay, I still have these bags. And my jewelry.
Inside these 2 suitcases
Were all her possessions from the past 3 years of hard work. A dozen Hermes and Chanel bags, plus all kinds of jewelry gifted by Zhao Kuo. As long as she could sell these, she could at least get a few million. Enough for her to move to another city and start over to hook another rich man. She flagged down a taxi and headed straight for the biggest luxury resale shop in River City. At Milan Station, Lin Wan lined up more than a dozen bags in a row, trying hard to put on the attitude of a wealthy girl who's tired of old styles. Boss, I want to sell all of these. They're all brand new. I can't find the receipts, but you can check their authenticity. The shop owner was a middle-aged man with reading glasses. He put on gloves and picked up the limited edition Hermes Himalaya. With just one look at the hardware, he frowned. He then picked up a Chanel, felt the leather, and finally examined a Van Cleef and Arpels necklace with a magnifying glass.
10 minutes later,
The boss took off his glasses with a mocking smile. Miss, are you here to make trouble, or did someone trick you? Lin Wan's heart skipped a beat. What do you mean? These were gifts from Zhao Qiu, the heir of the Zhao group. How could they possibly be fake? The boss sneered. Zhao Qiu and the Zhao family are both bankrupt. Don't try to pressure me with their name. Let me tell you the truth. On this table, the only authentic piece is this old LV monogram bucket bag. But it's really worn out, so it's worth maybe 2,000 yuan at best. The rest are all high-quality knockoffs from Guangzhou, and cheap ones at that. Even the hardware engravings are crooked. Lin Wan felt something explode in her head. A buzzing rang in her ears. Impossible. This can't be true. I've even ridden in that Ferrari. There's no way he'd give me fake bags. Lin Wan screamed, dumping out everything from her bag like a madwoman. Look at this diamond. How could this possibly be fake? That's moissanite. 200 yuan a piece. Alright, stop acting in my store. Rich kids using fake bags to impress gold diggers. I see it 800 times a year. Only shallow women like you would fall for it. Take your junk and get out. Stop wasting my time. All counterfeits. Every single one. Lin Wan staggered out of the shop, hugging that one reel. The battered LV bucket bag 3 years ago. That was her first birthday gift from Jiu Yan. Back then, Jiu Yan had just started delivering food and ate instant noodles for 3 months just to buy that bag. But she threw away the truest feelings in this world for the sake of those flashy fakes. Lin Wan squatted on the curb, crying and laughing. Passers-by stared at her, thinking she was crazy. At that moment, the giant LED screen across the street suddenly lit up. The screen was playing the River City news. On screen, Jiu Yan wore a deep black bespoke suit, standing in front of the newly renamed Story Center skyscraper. Behind him were several top city officials, along with Zhao Tian, the head of the Zhao family from Beijing, standing respectfully. Today, the GU Group officially announced it will invest 50 billion to build River City's future city project, and another 50 billion for Zui Shi Banyuan to cultivate the spirit of Taiking in River City. The camera zoomed in to give Jiu Yan a close-up.
He was still as handsome as ever.
But the domineering presence in his eyes was nothing like the gentle young man he once was. Jiu Yan. Lin Wan reached out, wanting to touch the man on the screen, but could only feel the cold air. Under the big screen, a Maybach slowly passed by. Uncle Fu sat in the passenger seat and said in a low voice, "Young master, I saw that woman. She's right by the roadside. She looks really miserable." Jiu Yan turned his head, glancing through the one-way glass, coldly glancing at Lin Wan sobbing by the road. Miserable? Jiu Yan's voice was emotionless. When I was burning with fever, delivering food in the rain, she was laughing happily in Zhao Kuo's sports car. The world is all about balance. Everyone pays for their choices. Leave her be. A woman living in her memories and regrets is not worth wasting another second of my time. How's Fatty doing? Young master, Mr. Wang is extremely motivated these days, conquering everyone with virtue. Tell him to get ready for tomorrow night's dragon banquet. He's one of the main characters. A smile played on Jiu Yan's lips. Skyscrapers flashed by outside the car window, city lights shimmering. His gaze was already set on far greater things. The bright moon hung high. River City Emperor Hotel.
Tonight.
An unprecedented banquet would be held here. The Dragon Banquet. This was more than just a business dinner. It was a reshuffling of power. All of Jiangnan province, and even the top families from Beijing, Tianjin, Chuanzhou, and the Pearl River Delta, considered it an honor to receive an invitation with a golden dragon emblem. A 5 kilometers radius around the hotel was under temporary traffic control. Only luxury cars were allowed in. The red carpet stretched from the hotel lobby all the way to the street corner. Hundreds of bodyguards in black lined both sides to maintain order, as well as dozens of top domestic and international media with cameras and telephoto lenses. Look, that's the eldest miss of the family from Beijing. She actually came too. And the shipping tycoon Chun family from Shanghai. My God, young Master Jiu's connections are too huge. Who is that over there? Looks so familiar, my God. That's an ambassador. Reporters frantically snapped photos. The flashes turning night into day. Outside the hotel entrance, a woman in rags, her hair a mess, tried to sneak into the crowd. "Let me in. I'm Ji Yuyan's fiancée. I'm the future Mrs. Jiu. Let me in." Lin Wan, dazed, shoved at the security guards. Starving for 2 days now, close to a mental breakdown, she stubbornly believed. If she could just see Jiu Yan, if she just knelt and begged him, Jiu Yan would surely have pity. After all, they really loved each other once. Crazy lady, get lost. The security guard pushed her to the ground in disgust. Lin Wan fell at the edge of the cold red carpet. Her palm was scraped open. Blood flowed freely. You should go look at yourself in the mirror. With you looking like a beggar, you think you're Mrs. Jiu. Even the dogs Jiu Shao keeps are dressed better than you. At that moment, a stretched Lincoln Navigator pulled up slowly. The car door opened. A burly man in a custom suit stepped out. His hair was slicked back, although he was still a bit fat. His confidence and commanding presence made him look like a seasoned business tycoon. Wang Dawei was now the president of Tianyu Construction under GU Corporation. He oversaw multi-billion-dollar engineering projects. He spotted Lin Wan lying on the ground. Lin Wan saw him too. A final glimmer of hope lit up in her eyes. Fatty Dawei. I'm Lin Wan. I'm your sister-in-law. Please take me inside. I need to see Ji Yue. Wang Dawei stopped in his tracks. He looked down at the former campus beauty who once stood so high above. In the past, Lin Wan never gave him a second glance. She even complained that he smelled of sweat and wouldn't let him sit at the dining table. Wang Dawei smirked.
His smile icy cold.
Do you really deserve to be called sister-in-law, Lin Wan? Come on, Fatty, please. I know I was wrong. Help me. Lin Wan crawled over, trying to grab his pant leg. But Wang Dawei stepped back, dodging her hand. Wang Dawei pulled out a wad of cash from his pocket, about several thousand yuan, and tossed it casually in front of Lin Wan. Yanjie said, "He never wants to see you again. This is the last bit of kindness he'll ever show you. Take the money and buy a ticket out of Jiangcheng. Stop embarrassing yourself here." With that, Wang Dawei straightened his suit and walked into the lavish, golden doors without looking back. Lin Wan looked at the money on the floor, then glanced at that door just within reach, yet as unreachable as a chasm. Finally, she broke down completely, collapsed on the ground, sobbing uncontrollably. Her cries were drowned out by the elegant orchestral music drifting from the banquet hall. No one cared. Inside the banquet hall, amidst fine clothes and dazzling silhouettes, with glasses clinking and laughter mingling, Ji Yuan stood on the circular balcony on the second floor, holding a glass of champagne. He looked down at the crowd below. Zhao Tian from the Zhao family in Beijing, along with the They and Chan families from Shanghai. These top business moguls who could shake the world with a stomp were all gathered downstairs at this moment, looking up at him, waiting for his address. "Young master, the auspicious hour has arrived," Butler Fu reminded him softly. Ji Yuan nodded. He slowly walked to the microphone at the center of the balcony. The entire room fell silent instantly, so quiet you could hear a pin drop. "Ladies and gentlemen," Ji Yuan's voice echoed clearly through the top-notch sound system, reaching every corner of the venue. "Thank you all for coming. There are only two things I want to discuss tonight." Ji Yuan raised a finger. "First, a new rule. From now on, any business done in Jiangnan province can only be one kind of business, and that's GU Corporation's business. Follow me and you will prosper. Oppose me and you will perish." The Zhao family is the best example, so domineering and arrogant. Yet thunderous applause erupted from the crowd. In the face of absolute power, arrogance becomes charisma. Second, Ji Yuan swept his gaze over the crowd, finally landing on Wang Tianhai in the front row, along with Xiao Tian and others. "I, Ji Yuan, don't like to keep all the profits to myself. GU Corporation is an aircraft carrier about to set sail, heading for the stars and the sea. Everyone here, if you want to get on board, I welcome you without reservation. The future profits, I promise, will multiply by 10 for you. We pledge our loyalty to Jiu Shao." Zhao Tian was the first to kneel, shouting loudly, "We pledge to follow Jiu Shao to the end." Hundreds of the top elites in the hall all knelt on one knee in unison, offering their utmost loyalty to the young king on the second floor. At this moment, Ji Yuan finally completed his transformation from a down-and-out food delivery man into the king of business. He looked at the sea of people below the stage, yet felt unusually calm inside. Once he thought revenge was the end goal, but now standing at the top, he realized revenge was just kicking aside a stumbling block on the way up the mountain. The view at the mountaintop is beautiful, but also cold. Suddenly, a crisp female voice broke the solemnity. The door was pushed open. "Jiu Shao, how impressive you are. I wonder if I, the Qingcheng, am qualified to board this ship." A young woman in a striking red evening gown, with a dazzling presence, walked in. Two maids in black followed behind her, holding a file in their hands. Young Lady the of the capital's the family, known as the most beautiful woman in Beijing, and the queen of the business world, the Qingcheng. The whole hall erupted in astonishment. She's known for her arrogance, looking down on even the top nobility. but came personally to support Jiu Yan. Jiu Yan gazed at the woman in red, and a genuine smile finally curved on his lips. Miss, your presence honors us. I couldn't ask for more. The Qing Cheng walked downstairs. Raising her head, those beautiful eyes sparkled with excitement at meeting a worthy opponent. This is the transfer of 100 European ports from my family. Consider it my dowry for Jiu Xiaono. Let's call it a joining gift. The crowd gasped sharply. 100 ports? How much is that worth? It's beyond estimation. Jiu Yan raised his glass, toasting from afar. Deal. On this night, the legend of Jiangcheng reached its peak. No one remembered that woman named Lin Wan anymore. Everyone was talking about the alliance between Jiu Yan and the Qingcheng. 1 month later, Jiangcheng's first prison in the western suburbs. This is a maximum security prison for the most dangerous criminals. Tall walls topped with electric fences, making escape impossible. Jiu Yan wore a black trench coat, standing outside the visiting window. Across the glass sat 2 bald-headed men in prison uniforms. Zhao Gang looked like he'd aged 20 years. His face wrinkled, his eyes dull. Zhao Qiu looked like a fool, drooling at the mouth, mumbling repeatedly, I'm a rich kid. I'm a rich kid. Where's my Ferrari? He couldn't stop muttering. Locked up in prison, the dramatic downfall and bullying from inmates drove him insane. Zhao Gang picked up the phone, his hand shaking like he had Parkinson's. Mr. Jiu, did you come to laugh at us? Jiu Yan looked at these 2 former arrogant enemies. There was no hatred in his eyes, only a detached indifference as if looking at dust. I'm here to see my work, Jiu Yan said calmly. Zhao Gang, are you used to life here? Getting used to it. Getting used to it. Tears streamed down Zhao Gang's old face. Young Master Jiu, please, let my son have a private cell. He's about to be beaten to death. We were wrong before. We were blinded by greed. You're magnanimous. Jiu Yiyan interrupted him. Sorry, I'm quite petty. I remember that rainy night, when Zhao Kuo threw money in my face. He never thought of being magnanimous. Enjoy the rest of your lives. I'll make sure someone takes good care of you. Guarantee you'll live a long life in misery. With that, Jiu Yan hung up the phone. No matter how hard Zhao Gang banged on the glass inside, or knelt and begged for mercy, Jiu Yan never looked back.
He walked out the prison gates.
The late autumn sun shone on him, but he didn't feel cold. A massive Augusta AW139 private helicopter was parked on the lawn. The airflow from the rotors pressed the dead grass around flat. Fatty was wearing a flight jacket and sunglasses, standing at the cabin door waving at him. Yan, it's time to go. The flight plan is approved. Direct to Magic City. Then a connecting flight to New York. Ji Yan took a deep breath of freedom. The affairs in Jiangcheng were over. The Zhao family was destroyed. Lin Wan was scraping by in the sewers of this city. And the flag of the story was now planted in every corner of Jiangnan province. But he knew this was just the beginner's village. The real battlefield was out there in the treacherous international financial world, on the bone-crushing Wall Street, among those ancient financial families hiding in the shadows. Uncle Fu walked up, handed Jiu Yan a coat. The young master has messaged. He's waiting for you at the headquarters in Switzerland. The global elders meeting of the family is about to convene. That's the true center of power. Those old guys aren't as easy to deal with as Xiao Gang. That makes it interesting. Jiu Yan took the coat, draped it over his shoulders, and strode toward the helicopter. His trench coat billowed in the wind, like a battle robe. He boarded and turned around, taking one last look at the city he'd lived in for 24 years. All the humiliation, all the tears, all the love and hate faded into the roar of the rotors, growing smaller and smaller, until they became a speck of dust beneath his feet.
Take off.
Jiu Yan gave the order. The helicopter lifted off, piercing the clouds, toward the blazing red sun in the east, roaring away. A hidden dragon beneath the deep rises to the heavens. Jiu Yan's story is only just beginning.